Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making pizza with cauliflower crust instead of the regular pizza dough. This is very keto friendly. I've been trying some fun new recipes out during this social distancing quarantine time. I hope that this stuff that I'm making inspires you to do the same. It's super delicious. I hope you continue watching. This is a 20-ounce bag of frozen cauliflower. I decided to heat it up for a minute and a half just to get it warmer. I put it in my blender, which you can use a food processor. I started it off pulsing it a little bit before I ended up really grinding it. I should have mentioned this, but you should be preheating your oven at 400 while you're preparing all of this. This is what it looks like, and it looks pretty good to me, so now I'm going to move it onto the stove. Here, I'm going to add some water. I didn't put too much in there. If you feel like you need to add a little more so it doesn't burn on the bottom, then definitely do so, but you don't want it too wet. Pushing it down, trying to smooth it out, and I'm going to add 1/4 tablespoon of salt. Then I'm going to mix that together. I had that on the stove, stirring it for 8 minutes. Now I'm going to place it aside and let it cool down for 20 minutes. 20 minutes is up, and now you can get a cloth napkin and squeeze out all the water that's in the cauliflower. It's super important to really get out as much as you can to get that right consistency. And this is what it's going to look like. This is a nice consistency, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to pour it into the bowl, and we're going to add some seasonings. All I'm doing is putting a tablespoon of garlic, a handful of mozzarella cheese, and 1 egg. That is it, and then you're just going to stir it together. Keep mixing. Once you're done mixing it, it's going to end up looking like this, and I consider this to be pretty good. So I'm going to get a parchment paper and I'm going to put it on a baking pan. I rolled it in a little ball as if it was pizza dough, and then I started pushing it down. I ended up getting some saran wrap, placing it over top of it and pushing it down like that. It was a little easier for me. You'll notice if you do this that this just keeps it together better and doesn't fall apart. The size that this turned out is more of like a little personal pan pizza. It could be either for 2 kids or 1 adult. It's a cute little size. Now I'm going to push my hand down and push my finger up against it to make these little edges on the side. My oven is at 400 degrees, and I'm going to place the crust inside the oven for about 45 minutes. It's actually 46 minutes later. Now we're going to take out the crust and check it out. And this is what it looks like. It's perfect. The parchment paper is perfect so that it doesn't stick to the bottom, but I always still like to lightly go underneath it to make sure that there aren't any pieces stuck. I got underneath it, I flipped it over, and now I'm going to put my favorite pasta sauce on it. You don't want to use too much. Like anytime you're making any pizza, it'll make the crust extra soggy. So you just want to put just enough to cover it lightly all the way up around to the tip. This looks good to me, and now I'm going to grab a nice big handful of mozzarella cheese and I'm going to sprinkle it all around the pizza. You are going to turn the oven up from 400 to 450 because after you put the toppings on, you're going to put it back in the oven. 450 degrees, that is. I'm going to add a little pepperoni. You could use any toppings that you'd like here. I added some red pepper, and now I'm going to add a little spinach. It's going into the oven at 450 degrees. Here it is 17 minutes later. You could put it in anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes depending on how crispy you like it. I put it in for 17 minutes and I think it just came out just perfect. I am so super impressed with how this turned out. This is honestly the first time I ever made this, and it is amazing. It's super delicious, guys. You have to try it out, and if you do, please let me know down below. Thanks guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.